Hi everyone, welcome to another Literacy Friday session. Today we continue our series on summarizing and summary writing, and in this episode we're looking at avoiding wordiness. Wordiness is the use of more words than were necessary within a sentence. Wordiness often happens when redundant expressions are used. Redundancy is when a word, a phrase, or a clause in the sentence gives a similar meaning or the same meaning to something else that is stated in the sentence. It is not to say that the word is unnecessary or unimportant or not valuable. No, that's not the case. It just means that another word or phrase or clause in the sentence is already doing the same work. For example, in a company, if it is that they find that too many workers are doing the same thing, they will ensure that some persons are laid off, so those persons become redundant. When that happens in a sentence, the word that is unnecessary or the word that has less value or is contributing less to the sentence, it is automatically deleted, or we should automatically delete it rather than repeat the error. So a redundant expression is considered unnecessary or pointless simply because another word or a phrase or a clause is doing the same work that it could have been doing in the sentence. Therefore, in writing and speaking, we should avoid saying words that are unnecessary or words that are saying the same thing as something else in the same sentence that we are uttering or writing. And we should avoid doing this simply because redundancy and wordiness are grammatical errors. They're not supposed to be done. Let's try and see if we can be less wordy. Read the sentence that's on the screen. Can you identify which word or phrase or clause may be redundant? The sentence states, the students were told to go home to their abodes. If you guess that abodes and home were saying the same thing or have similar meaning, then you were correct. So, to have both the word home and the word abodes, that's making the sentence wordy. Now try to shorten this sentence by eliminating at least one of these terminologies. If you deleted the word home, then the shortened version of the sentence would state, the students were told to go to their abodes. If you deleted the word abodes, then it should state, the students were told to go to their homes. Guess what? This sentence could still be more concise. Given the context, the word there suggests that the students were told to go to their homes. So, simply put, we could just say, the students were told to go home. Consequence to their lateness, the end result was that they missed their flight. Can you identify what words or phrases are making this too wordy? A consequence is something that happens directly as a result of another action. So a consequence has to be in response to something else. So consequence and result mean the same, or in this context, they have a highly similar meaning. Therefore, to use both the word consequence and result in this sentence is making the sentence too wordy. Additionally, the result of a thing comes at the end. So we cannot say the end result. That's redundant. So whenever we're speaking, we should not say end result. We should just say the result is. So we have to omit the word end. Then, if we examine the sentence more clearly, we realize that there are more words that could be omitted. For example, the result was that all that seems too wordy. It's unnecessary, pointless, redundant. So even if we kept the word consequence or the phrase as a consequence, the phrase the result was that is not necessary. So we could reword it to say, as a consequence to their lateness, they missed their flight, and that would be perfectly fine. Nevertheless, the sentence could be even shorter. We could simply say, they missed their flight because they were late. That's just a total of 8 words. How about another? Let's go. The reason why oranges are nutritious is because they contain vitamin C, fiber, and the mineral which is called potassium. A reason is a response to the question why. Yes, every time you give a reason, you're giving a response to the question of why. So we should not say reason why. The reason why makes it redundant. So we don't need the word why. We just need the reason. Additionally, whenever we use the word because, we're giving a reason something occurred. So we don't need to have both the reason and because, or the reason why and because. So we have to eliminate something. If you're looking carefully, you would realize that I omitted the phrase the reason why. Can you read it and see if it makes sense as is without that phrase? The shortened sentence would therefore say, oranges are nutritious, and we would omit the word is, and say oranges are nutritious because they contain vitamin C, fiber, and the mineral which is called potassium. Now here goes a clause which is making this too wordy. The which is called is just linking the name of the mineral to its descriptor. So we don't need the which is called. So revising the sentence, we would say oranges are nutritious because they contain vitamin C, fiber, and the mineral potassium. But to make it even shorter, we would just say oranges are nutritious because they contain vitamin C, fiber, and potassium. I hope this video has been helpful and that you're now getting the hang of summarizing. Join me next week for part 2, where we will practice summarizing whole paragraphs.